Welcome back to The Inspired Entrepreneur with Heather Hope. Hi everyone, it's Heather Hope. Welcome back to the Inspired Entrepreneur podcast. Happy Tuesday, October 13th, 2020. Welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Heather. I am a law of attraction business coach. I was kind of playing around with that because I know there's like spiritual business coaches and that sort of thing. And this is all spiritual. Law of attraction is spiritual. That's what it is. So, anyway, teacher, mentor, that sort of thing, inspirational writer and speaker, podcaster, author, releasing my 9th book, The Inspired Entrepreneur. You could go on Amazon and look up Heather Hope. Now, there is another Heather Hope who's written a lot of books. And I wrote books back, it was 5 years ago that I published a bunch of books. And they were all in the field of psychology. I used to be a therapist. I was a therapist for many years. And one of the books that you could still read, and it would still be relevant. It is what it is at the time of how I overcame my depression. But it was really the law of attraction. But that stuff was good too. Anyway, so I think I have 7 books on Amazon still. One I pulled off years ago. I pulled off of Amazon because I just didn't really feel good about writing it or having it out there. It was actually a diet book, what was it at that time? How I lost like 120 pounds in 9 months or something like that. And I wrote that book, but it's a really strict low carb diet that I just don't recommend anymore. I don't even do it anymore. So, anyhow, let's just jump into this. October 13th. Let's see. So this comes from my book, The Inspired Entrepreneur. It's coming out this month, I believe. It can be on your desk, sitting there, waiting for you to flip the page to the next day, or you can use it. You can just flip to any page, and the message will be perfect for you. It's kind of like a fortune cookie. I've used the book already several times when I was having like an off moment, and I just like kind of flipped through the pages, and it helped me tremendously. It's like, God, this is so good. Anyway, so there's short passages. So let me just read it. I'm just going to jump into it for today. October 13th, focus on your level of happiness over anything else, and you'll see how much better your life gets, and you'll manifest what you want in record time. Each morning, especially, take out your notebook and write about all the things you appreciate in your life. You can use 4 to 5 subjects to write lists about to allow things to flow. The more you appreciate, the more you move the momentum in a positive direction, the more you attract. So, of course, this comes from Abraham. Abraham instructed Esther to do this, and she did for a long time. So I have notebooks, journals. I typically write daily in them. It could be a few lines, it could be a page or two. And so what I realized over the course of the last couple of years is my happiness is number one. Like if I'm happy, I'm allowing. So instead of like, say I am stressed about something, which is rare because I don't allow stress to, manifest for very long. I grab it really quick. Like I don't do the sloppy thinking anymore. I don't do the sloppiness anymore. I don't allow myself to dwell on anything because I know that whatever I focus on is what I get more of. That's like ingrained in my mind of like, okay, it's like an alert. It's like, okay, what you're thinking about is definitely not what you want. So it's so rare that I think about anything that I don't want for very long. It's like seconds, and then I get rid of it. So I know I did this at the beginning of one of my last journals. I did write about a few subjects. I wrote like a paragraph or two of certain subjects. Now for me, it's like my dog is one of them. I love him to pieces. He's just the most amazing creature ever. He's definitely my soulmate. He is just one of those little guys that just is we're just two peas in a pod. So I can write about him and feel amazing. My husband is another subject. I was thinking about that about him. Was it yesterday or a couple days ago? I was driving somewhere and I thought about him, and it just made me happy to think about. Like it's just one of those things. Like if you don't know anybody who has a really great marriage or relationship, you can borrow my you can borrow my example because I manifested it's just an incredible man that it's really crazy because my past of men have not been so great. And so I finally got my stuff together. And that's all it took. It takes me getting my stuff together, you getting your stuff together. And that's how you manifest anything you want. It's you lining up with what you want, period. That's it. So I know, like, it's not about the universe, like, like the universe, like I'm waiting on the universe to make something happen. No, there is no waiting. The universe is waiting for you to line up. So I feel so powerful when there's something I want. It's like, oh, all I have to do is line up with it. That's it. That's me. That's my work. So the work is line up to what you want. And lining up means talking positive about it, talking in expectation about it, talking, daydreaming, visualizing, writing about it, of how cool it is and how, and looking at pictures of it or videos on YouTube about it, and like all positive stuff about that subject, whatever it is. Now, if you want to attract a partner, a person, a spouse, whatever it is, then your best way to do that is to love yourself so much. Love yourself. Be happy. You don't really have to necessarily include men into that equation. All you have to do is love yourself. Love yourself how you want a man or woman to love you. That's it. So when I was single and I finally got my stuff together, finally, um, I stopped dating. I stopped the whole thing. You can go to I did a special podcast episode of how I manifested my husband. So you can check that out because it's all in there of what I did to manifest him. And it took like 6 weeks from the moment that I got serious about loving myself and taking care of myself and getting rid of all the other guys, changing my phone number, blocking people, just saying no when they, text me or whatever. I started buying myself flowers, doing my nails, loving life. I was loving being single, by the way. I loved being single. I got to the point where I loved it. I've been in relationships most of my adult life. Like 95% of my adult life I've been in a relationship, but I finally got really good at being single. Like I loved it. Loved it. And a lot of people get fearful that if you love something, it's not going to let in. It's just going to be more of that, and that's not true. Whatever you love, it's just you're good in that place. You're good, and you'll attract even more. So it happened so quickly with him, so quickly, and I knew instantly where it was going to lead to. I just knew it. He was the one. So, um, so love yourself. Love yourself. Do everything. Take yourself out for dinner. One of the things I say is be your best lover as well. Be your best lover. And I became my best lover. And I attracted the best lover, by the way. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, um, so focus on the subjects so I said, if you need an example of a really awesome relationship, you can watch us. Well, it's not like he does anything, but feel my energy when I talk about my husband or talk about our marriage, talk about our relationship. We've been friends for 11 years. We've been together for almost 3.5 years, married for just over a year. And I always knew he was a really great guy. I always knew that he was just a great guy. So you can use us as an example of, like, I'm not Like, I'm not one of those people that only talks about the positive. Like, I do talk about the positive, but if there was like any real negativity in my marriage, that just would not, I would not be able to be so positive about it. It would be hard because I've been through that. This is my second marriage. So, and surprisingly enough, today is October 13th, which was my first wedding anniversary, wedding date, my first husband. So it's really funny I talk about that today. Anyway, um, no regrets, no nothing. I feel totally great today. Um, so focus on the topics that bring you joy, that bring you happiness. Focus on those topics. So if you're just like finding yourself in a place like I said, I was driving down the street, I was going to the store, and something came to me, and I was like, oh yeah, I should think of something nice, and I thought of him or something, and then I just was happy again, just like happier than I was. So I remind myself every so often to like focus on a topic that you really love and, really appreciate that. Like if I'm feeling kind of like stagnant or whatever, I'll just start thinking of something that brings me joy. Okay, so tell me, tell me in the comment section below, tell me some of the subjects in your life that bring you joy when you think about them, that make you happy. No negativity, no, nothing that's like this mixed vibration. Just something that's really pure, genuine, joy. Mine is my dog, my husband, my house. What else? I don't know what else there is, but the subjects that you could tap into anytime, think about them and feel joyful. Do that. And so going back to today, I'll read it one more time and then I'll let you go. Focus on your level of happiness over anything else, and you'll see how much better your life gets, and you'll manifest what you want in record time. Each morning, especially in the morning, take out your notebook and write about all the things you appreciate in your life. You can use 4 to 5 subjects, as many as you can, to write lists about, to allow things to flow. The more you appreciate, the more you move the momentum in a positive direction, the more you attract. So it's like you'll attract more in that subject, but you'll attract more in all subjects. You're cleaning up, like that's the best way to clean up vibrations of things that have that mixed vibration, is just to focus on the things that you appreciate. Focus on those things. Don't, it's Abraham says it is the easier way. Just appreciate the things that you appreciate. What you appreciates. And I love that. So, okay, guys, have an amazing rest of your day, and I will talk to you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.